Vag, vag, vag. What you gonna do when it's hot outside? Ooh, I know what. Listen to Vag. What you gonna do when the trains are down? Ooh, I know what. Listen to Vag.
I'm dumb, but I'm not that dumb where I can't follow 1, 2, 3 clap. I think it's a time delay because I heard it after.
Okay, no, it's fine. We'll work it out. All right, guys. This is new territory. We figured out a video.
Video, Zoom.
We're on Zoom. So welcome to Vag. I'm in my kitchen. Adrian, where are you?
I'm in the bedroom, so that's Zoom is good to be outside.
Nice. Well, what are we?
I put a bra on because I have not been wearing a bra since I'm inside the house.
I feel like our listeners will appreciate that.
So we have bras
or
on
not.
Probably.
Or actually, for another tier, we'll do a whole episode without our bras on, but we'll have shirts on.
Jump up and down, and do
well, on our bed.
Braless jumping jacks. How long do you think it's going to be before we just start doing porn-like stuff for money?
Oh, I don't know. I'm thinking. I mean, probably in the second or third month when like supplies start really dwindling.
I've seen some interesting stuff on Facebook and Instagram where people are doing not porn stuff, but I feel bad because they're not doing porn stuff, but it's like that kind of thing where they're like, hey, I'll send you nude pictures and stuff. And I guess they're sending them to one person and then they're putting them up on Reddit. So one person's paying for it and then everyone's seeing it kind of for free. So it's like people even showing naked pictures. And this girl I think is hot. It's like her pictures I've already seen her picture for free. And I didn't even want to see it. But God knows how many people are seeing it that wanted to see it.
Maybe she'll just get followers that way.
Maybe.
I feel like this is really hard for those comics that aren't like, I just feel like we're going to see a lot more thirst traps start going up. For, like, this is hard for people that really need attention.
Yeah, but I think people's thirst traps are going to be mostly them holding stuff people want, like Purell and toilet paper. It's like 2 rolls of toilet paper and boobs.
I tried. I don't understand why we've run out of toilet paper. Like, the whole shitting thing is not the problem.
Yeah, I think people are just worried that they're going to run out of stuff. And I guess that's an essential thing that you're going to need. I mean, yes, you can use like tissues and baby wipes and, old t-shirts.
I just figured I'd use my shower if things got rough.
Like a bidet.
Yeah, like a bidet. I'd just clean but it's not like when I take a shit, it's all over my butt.
I think guys shit
You know what I mean?
women. I think guys shit a little bit differently than women. So I could see guys being upset if there's no toilet paper.
Yeah, kind of like when you let your kid just eat chocolate ice cream. That's how I feel like that's what guys' buttholes look like if they don't have toilet paper.
It's just like runny poop down their butt to their balls.
Yeah.
I think they actually have the balls to create a barrier.
Yeah, that's probably what balls were started forming, was to protect the dick from the shitting that they do.
I brought potpourri, and Fred is upset that I can't smell his shits anymore. He's trying to shit past the potpourri. He's challenging himself.
Oh, well, maybe he's concerned because apparently loss of smell is a symptom or one of the first signs that you might be coming down with corona.
Oh, you did that really funny video about it. Guys, go check out Sarah's video. It's on Instagram.
It's probably one of the things that I worked the least hard, I didn't work that hard on, and probably gets me more attention than anything I've ever.
Well, that's the equivalent of like people working out to be models and then somebody discovers them at like a Starbucks.
Yeah.
You just got discovered on the street by a casting director by doing your fart video.
Hey, I'll take it. There is some really good light acting in the fart. It's not all about like, it's about the straight man when you deal with the fart. And I think that was the hardest part
Is because
when
you both
I
wanted to be the funny person?
yeah. Um, hey, we haven't told people that we have merchandise. Isn't that
Oh no,
exciting?
this is a very exciting veg. There's so many new developments.
This is actually probably one of the best things that could happen to Vag because it gave us a lot of time to do stuff that we've been putting off for a while because it just either we didn't have the time or it didn't feel like we had the necessity for it or the
Well,
need.
personally, I think we had to wait for the kids in China to not have corona anymore so they could go back to work and make our products.
That's true. We're only using sweatshops to make our products.
Yes. And
Um,
those kids are happy to be back.
I think we can get a free sample for us so we can wear it so we can show people what it looks like. And then also for those of you who are so kind to donate an extreme amount of money, as soon as we get a little extra, we're going to gift you with some merchandise.
Yeah, so guys, don't be cheap. Buy something, especially if you just listen to the podcast for free for 3.5 years. Buy something from there. Give it to your girlfriend or your boyfriend, or make your dog wear it.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like we don't have we have stickers. Those are on the cheaper side. Those are $7.
I would like somebody to buy a mug and slam it against the wall.
Oh
Send
yeah.
us videos of you buying mugs and slamming them against the wall. They probably make good
They
weapons in the apocalypse, which we're entering.
Oh yeah. Oh man, that'd be cool if we did a Vag mace. Like there's mace on it, or like our logo, or like a Vag knife,
Ooh, I would love a vag knife.
like a pocket knife. I'm sure they offer that. They had a lot of cute products that, like I like the little enamel pins, but those we couldn't. You had to order those in bulk rather than made to order.
Well, maybe people will tell us what they'd like to get from there if they don't see it on the list, and then we can order some of it.
Yeah, we'll do that. And then we'll maybe have some of those items when we do Moon Tower, if we do Moon Tower.
If we don't all die.
Yeah.
I went to the
Do
doctor.
you?
Oh, what?
Oh yeah. No, I'll talk about this afterwards, but we were concerned. I thought for a moment it was nerve-wracking to know that you went to go take the COVID test.
Well, I was having kind of like bronchitis symptoms where like my chest hurt. I had a little bit of a cough, but I didn't have much congestion. So
Yeah, you had been kind of sick for about a month or so too.
I've been sick on and off forever. I have like real problems with my sinuses, and I was supposed to go to the doctor and get like reevaluated, but now I can't because everyone's dying. So I went to the doctor. It was weird too because you walk in, there's nobody in there. Everyone's in like almost hazmat suits. Their whole face and stuff is covered. And then you
Yeah.
go in your car for about 3 hours. They call you into the room. It's weird too because I know a lot of people are having trouble getting corona tests, but like they did a corona test on me without me even having fever. I had other symptoms, but they gave it to me like that.
Yeah.
The flu test hurts way more. They put this like, it looks like a needle up your nose and it goes pretty far.
Yeah, I've heard it's uncomfortable from the few people that have talked about it that have had it. And then I saw a video where in South Korea they have phone booths that you can go in, and then on the other side is like a person that goes in with gloves, and then they give it to you. And it's like a long, as you said, like a long plastic thing. I'm surprised, like that would make me sneeze.
Well, the flu test was like that. Maybe they mixed up the test and I actually have COVID, but the flu test went up way, way higher. And then the other one was just like a long Q-tip and they kind of go like that.
Yeah.
Now, what would you do?
Sounds awful.
Say you had that job. Would you just quit it? Like, not the doctors maybe, but just the assistants who are like making probably $15 an hour. Would you still keep working there or would you quit?
It would depend on my circumstances. Like if I had a family, then I probably would. But if I'm at this level,
But if you're
I
a single
wouldn't.
mom, what do you do?
Yeah, I would quit if I was a single mom. Like I can't just have like I get sick. There is a part of me that's like a little not jealous, but at least I would like to be having like a job right now where I feel like I'm doing something and then getting paid. Like those are the only people that are really working as well as grocery store.
Yeah, well, You can also probably get like a data entry job from home.
That's true. I'm signed up for this website called rev.com that you can transcribe videos, which I do anyway for comedy.
Oh, that's great.
So, yeah, and these are for business. So I've been going through their application process right now. So I'm hoping to kind of get that as like a supplemental income while this is going on right now. I mean,
how long is the
doesn't
application
this,
process? Is it going to be 6 months and we'll be out of this already?
I don't know. No, I think it's pretty fast because I just did a grammar test and it was pretty easy with punctuation. And then now they went over their captioning what they like, and which is pretty much what I did anyway through when I did comedy videos. And then now after this is done, I got to do a test transcribing video, which seems pretty easy under a time limit. So I'll do that and then I'll send it and then they'll let me know. But so hopefully right away I can start transcribing videos. They pay you $1 a minute. So that's about $60 an hour.
That's pretty great.
Yeah, so if I
love
can
it,
make
you just quit stand up. I'm
Well,
hoping that I
here's the
find
weird
something else that I do and I just love it.
Well, that's what I feel like I've gotten really good at editing on Adobe Premiere, that I was like, I can just picture myself finding a new job after this is all done.
And you'll have to say the best thing that happened to me was the coronavirus.
Yes. I learned a lot. But here's the thing, like, doesn't it feel like live comedy is going to be dead for a while? And that's so depressing.
You mean once like things go back to normal or just dead? Sorry. I'm sitting Indian style.
No.
My feet. Oh, are you allowed to say that anymore? You can't see anything. Jesus.
Native American style.
Can you still see me?
Yeah.
Okay, I can't see you, but that's fine.
That's fine. I've got video, so it'll record on my end.
Okay, can you still see me? Sorry, I shouldn't have moved.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I feel like once we go back, people are going to be a little bit apprehensive to show up to places where you're in a room with a lot of people.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, even once this ends, I feel like people are still not going to want to go out.
Yeah, because they said there's probably going to be another wave in the fall, but they'll hopefully have like some sort of medicine concoction that they know will make it better and more respirators or ventilators.
I think though a vaccine is
as bad.
I think a vaccine is 12 to 18 months away.
Yeah, so I feel like I guess we'll try to flatten the curve, but then it just sounds like once that's done, like we still have to deal with trying not to have it spike again.
Did you see the video from Elmhurst Hospital with
Yeah, it's devastating.
The doctor that said she might lose her job, but she like gave a behind the scenes of what's going on there.
I mean, I appreciate when people do that because like our president acts like everything is going bigly.
Bigly. Well, he also basically said he's not going to help us because Cuomo isn't nice to him. That's basically what he said.
I just feel like I've just used Cuomo as our point of reference for this instead of our president right now, because he's just acting like everything's great.
Well, he's also using the logic of a kid that doesn't invite someone to their birthday party. He's like, you aren't nice to me in the schoolyard, so I'm not going to let you come to my house.
Yeah, so I'm going to just like punish all the residents of New York.
Also, hey, if New York goes down, the rest of the country's going down. I don't know what you think's going to happen. Like Kentucky's not going to carry the country. So fucking dumbass, do the right thing and help New Yorkers out. What an idiot.
Yeah.
He's also a New Yorker. That's how you know this guy really stands by nothing. I don't think he believes any of the stuff he says. I think he's a just total retard. I wonder if liberals will let you call the president a retard.
I don't know. I tried calling the MTA retarded a few months ago, and 2 people got upset with me online, and I'm like, I feel like I'm allowed to say it when it applies.
People hate Trump more than they hate the MTA.
Yeah. I think the only time that you can say retarded is when you're referring to the president.
This president specifically. What a weird
Yeah, that's what I meant.
it would be for liberals, because they would have to say we're offended by that word, even though they hate Trump. It'd be a
I
good
think they would
social
make
experiment.
I think they would make an exception to the rule on that one.
I know, but then
Look,
then it means they really stand for nothing.
I just feel like a lot of things that we were upset about do not matter after this pandemic. Like,
Oh no! First of all, you know who's going to benefit the most from this? Louis C.K. He's going to put a
yeah,
special out. People are going to be so glad to have his comedy, and no one's going to give a fuck about the Me Too movement.
no. It
How
always,
beautiful is
I
it
mean,
that one movement took him out, and then Corona is going to bring him back? Isn't that so crazy?
yeah. Well, it is like, I think I saw Mike Vecchione joke about how we got rid of straws and now we kind of need them, where you're like, it's just really hard to act all superior when it kind of conflicts with what's going on right now.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if it's hard to get straws. Probably
What?
not. It's probably. Do you think it's hard to get straws?
No, not right now. I mean, I think I can still get plastic bags from stores. Like they were trying to, I keep forgetting when I go to the
Me
grocery
too,
store to
but
bring my
they've given
own
up with that,
bag.
and they started just using plastic bags again. They've totally given up. They tried for a while, and now they're just like, here's all the plastic bags. Kill the economy.
No, whenever you're in a
Kill the
situation like this,
wildlife.
all the rules fly out the door.
So is it if you burn those bags, they give off like a gas or something?
Something like that. Apparently you can't even really recycle them, and then they get caught in the recycling machine and cause all kinds of problems. Like plastic bags are just like an awful thing. I don't mind going to paper bags, but I try to have my own bag, but I always forget to bring it to the grocery store.
Paper bags, they might as well just give you nothing.
They're like a wet
It is.
crouton.
It's like a toddler carrying a bunch of stuff. It just is all over the floor. It's the worst idea. You're like, why are you even giving me this? I'd rather use like a
Yeah.
fishing. Give me a fishing net to carry my shit. This bag is gonna break in 2 seconds.
Yeah, although I remember one time I was walking to Ari's house and I had a whole bunch of LaCroix in a plastic bag, but I had my headphones on and I had no idea that they fell out of my bag because there was a big slice coming out.
Wait, so you
And
showed up with nothing?
I showed up with like 2 cans in the bag, and then I realized I didn't hear any of them falling out, that I must have looked like a crazy person walking on the street just letting all these cans fall out without realizing
Well, that's
they were
probably
coming
how.
out.
Do you ever see like hippo shitting? I feel like they shit
Yeah.
while they're walking. That's kind of the same thing you were doing. You were just defecating LaCroix stuff. I mean, some nice homeless guy probably got it.
Yeah, it was a nice sparkling water that they got.
What do you think it's like being homeless right now? I saw when I went to the city 2 weeks ago on my last show, they had Washington Square Park blocked off.
I noticed there's a usual homeless guy that sits out I Crave It right down the street from me, and then also around the corner by a liquor store. He's not there right now. That sometimes I actually did wonder if some of them realized what was going on, if they were like, God, everyone's acting strange these days, or it's not that crowded outside.
Do you wish you could follow up with him to see if he's okay?
I guess so. I don't know how to do that.
You'd have to just wander around. I guess it would be nice
Yeah.
if he's not homeless eventually. You might run into him and be like, I've actually wanted to know what happened to you.
When we're homeless.
Yeah, you're like, I didn't know if you got taken out by the virus or the cops made you move.
No, I don't know. I guess he got stuck somewhere or something. Or maybe they're just like the trains are running and hardly anyone's on it. So it's probably the nice time to be homeless and just being on the trains right now.
It's like having your own townhouse. You could actually use each thing as something different. You could have a plate, one you sleep in, one you pee in, one you shit in.
Yeah, you can put a little hot plate in one. That's your kitchen. Make it cozy at the end with those love seats. That's your living room.
Homeless
Or your
guys
bedroom.
right now are just jerking off on the train, and they're having so much fun. They're just jerking.
Yeah, and you know what the thing is? There's no way of going to see what's going on those trains because I have no intentions of hitting the
When,
trains right now.
yeah, when is the last time you took the train?
Probably the Sunday when I did my album.
So about 2 weeks ago. More than
Yeah,
that.
about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, maybe 3 weeks ago.
It's crazy,
I
right?
fortunately
Sorry.
Oh, no, I was just saying that I was grateful that I didn't do an unlimited MTA card for this month.
But the MTA is probably getting all that money still.
This is a good time for the MTA to fix things.
They're not going to, but you're right. You should bring that up to Trump.
I should.
Write to Cuomo and say this would be a good time for the MTA to do some work, maintenance on those trains that are terrible.
Well, there are people still working because I went running around my neighborhood and there were people like where they do countertops or like marble slab stuff. There's people working in those warehouses, and then there's a lot of mechanic stuff open that I think considers as essential business.
Interesting. I mean, it is weird what you can get away with. I see Starbucks is open.
Ours is
People
closed.
are going to Starbucks like with no gloves. First of all, people in the Bronx are not taking this seriously at all. When I went to the doctor and I had to go get medicine for bronchitis, I went to the store after to get stupid stuff, and people are in there. No one's wearing gloves. You have people in there who are buying two things, so they're just doing like their regular daily trip to the market. No gloves, no mask. They're on top of you. There was one lady in back of me that was getting so irate though. Somebody asked if they could cut the line. Somebody could have been 105 years old and been dying and asked to go in front of me, and I'd be like, absolutely not. Get to the back of the line.
Rules are rules.
No, yeah, I'm definitely not gonna. Why? There's a lot of old, that's the other thing too. There's a lot of old people who are out and they're not taking this seriously.
No, I see this older lady out and about every day when I go for like a run or a walk around the same time. She looks fine. I guess getting fresh air is like better than just staying in your apartment. Apparently, so I watched a video of this doctor and he seems what he was saying is that to get it exposed through air, you'd have to be hanging out with somebody in a confined place, like a one small room for about 15 minutes in order to be exposed to it. The other way is he just said, make sure you just don't touch your face and wash your hands all the time. And then he was like, you should be good.
So then how are so many people getting it then?
Well, especially in Elmhurst, Joe and I was talking about this, like we assume that's probably families that are living on top of each other. There's also this Instagram account that I follow of these two Jewish girls that run their own clothing line.
You can't
and
say that.
they're
You can't say
and they I know, but they always hang out in large groups.
Ooh,
So
is it called Two Jews?
No, it's called Frock. And there are huge families living in apartment complexes that are constantly socializing with each other. That I have a feeling it's families that are living on top of each other, and that's how they're getting it.
Yeah,
sorry. No, I was just saying that with you and Fred, the way that you're living, or how Joe and I, like, if we're washing our hands every time we come in and out, and then like make sure we don't touch our face, then we should be okay.
Yeah, I've been pretty careful going out. When I was walking Zuzu, there's a ton of people in the park.
Yeah.
And there's parents who are bringing their young children there. Like, it's not like the kids are going there by themselves. There was probably a 6-month-old baby on the swings.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy to be playing on the gymnasium stuff.
Yeah, I get that it's nice out, but why would you put your infant at risk like that? Those people, if they show up to the hospital, they should just be like turned away.
Well, there's nothing wrong with hanging out outside if you're practicing social distancing. I think it's weird to be on gymnasium.
No. What? They're on the swing. There are kids on the slide. Yeah. That's different than just being out.
That's different, yeah. Well, I've also just noticed that I'll go outside and there's like teenagers hanging out with each other that aren't from the same family.
Also, this is a good time if somebody's too close to you, just scream rape. Get them away from you.
True.
Rape!
That is perfect.
If you're having a problem with social distancing, just yell rape constantly.
Yeah, just be like, this person's raping me.
And then they'll
That should work. It is funny, Joe got in a scuffle at the convenience store just now because this woman was on her phone just hanging out in the aisle and he had to go around her to get what he needed. He was like, I'm just, and then she kept like running away, being like, what? Like, get away from me. But then you're like, why are you on your phone just talking in the middle of the aisle?
So people like that just don't, I don't know if they don't care. I don't know what they're doing. It's just so weird that those are the people that we're depending on to not spread this.
Yeah, it's really hard to get stupid people to listen.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't even put this whole stupid thing together. But even I'm that dumb.
You did it.
I'm still staying home though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I mean I saw a funny meme that made me laugh where it was like before quarantine and families were just on their phone and then after quarantine everybody's like out in the park just playing with each other.
There's a lot of good memes and funny stuff that's coming out of this. What are some of the ones that you have enjoyed?
That one I really liked. Oh, the one where the people that say corona versus the people that say COVID-19. It feels like corona people are like white trash and then COVID-19 people are pretentious. Like I have a few friends that only use the word COVID and it makes me think that they're trying to make it the woke version of corona.
Ooh.
But I was like, do not shame me for saying corona.
This is one of the videos I saw it stuck out to me. I thought it was really funny. There's a guy in the kitchen and he took water from the faucet, put it on the floor.
Yeah.
Did you see this?
Oh, and then that's his workout? And
Yeah,
then when he turns it up.
He puts soap on the floor, so he starts walking, and then he puts a little more and he starts running. I thought that was really funny.
Yeah, that was really smart. I have to say that social media it's gotten a lot funnier since the election has been put on hold.
I wonder if that's going to be good. I think, honestly, this is going to hurt Trump more because his non-reaction and his not taking, like, I'm not very political, but the way he's handling this is nuts. He's actually not handling it.
No, he's just acting like everything is fine when it's just falling apart. But his dumb followers will definitely be like, he's doing an amazing job. They like won't relent. It's so crazy.
This is also a great time right now to get into those social media arguments you've always wanted to get into. Just kill days.
Oh yeah.
Time of fighting with somebody you don't even know. Somebody sent me and it was a Trumper person. And look, I don't hate Trumper people, but this lady sent me a request to join her group, and it was like Reopen America. It was like a week ago. I'm like, where are you living? Reopen what? That will just make more people die. It was pretty great. And some of the things people say in there, you're like, how is that like, none of this even seems normal. But the things that they're saying in this group, you're like, are you guys living on fucking Mars? Mars probably doesn't have COVID, so that's maybe a good place to go.
Well, there's some people that are like, I understand that most of us can't pay rent, but the idea of acting like all landlords are slumlords that are crazy, like our landlord's been pretty nice, but they also have to pay rent. So I don't know what they think is going on.
Okay, even if they reopen America, like people in New York are not going to do anything. They're not going to go out to comedy. I mean, some people will. Did you see those kids that booked really cheap flights for spring break and went to
Spring
Florida?
break?
Yeah, they went to Florida and were like, we're not scared of the coronavirus, and then they start butt chugging. You're like, you guys.
That's our crowd. They'll love Andrew Schultz. Andrew Schultz will skyrocket.
He probably will. So this was her page, Reopen America. It was like some of the dumbest stuff where you're like, who is actually, somebody wrote, yes, enough of the Democratic games. This has gotten way out of proportion. Enough. I want my country back. Like, you're going to die. Maybe that's not a bad thing. I believe
Yeah.
it's even more damage than the virus. It's like they want to restart the economy, and I get that, but if so many people die, there's not going to be an economy.
No, I agree. I don't, and then also like I'd rather just shut down for a month for everywhere and try to really get a handle on this. I think we could be fine as a nation to shut down for a month. I mean, it's going to be awful, but at least we'll be all in it together.
Yeah.
Than just like constantly having to deal with this every few months.
I don't know. I don't think this is going to go away for a while, and I think even if there is a vaccine, it's not going to be for a while. And I think next fall will probably be worse than this year. I think they said like half of New Yorkers are going to get it. So that means like 4 million people are going to get corona.
It's just so weird because like some people are getting hit hard with it and then other people barely show any signs. And then it doesn't really make sense. The only thing that I've caught on or you see the pattern of what they've talked about is that it's hitting guys harder than it is it's hitting women.
Finally. Aren't you glad you guys made that extra money? Because now you're going to die quicker.
Oh yeah. It's so much better. So we'll see. It'll be like in like was it World War II where like half the male population died and there were so many single females.
I mean, so it's going to make dating even harder.
Yes, especially in New York, where it was
man.
already hard as it was. That's what we're bummed about, is it going to make dating so much harder.
Yeah, after this, dating in like New York City, if you're a dude that can fucking help a chick move, you're going to get everyone. Everyone's going to want to fuck that guy.
Oh yeah, this is your time, single guys that managed to survive the corona.
I was trying to troll dudes on Tinder again. It's hard now because all people are talking about is corona. So
yeah,
I might have to take a break from it until I can I want to go back to regular topics, you know?
Yeah.
Like having.
Is it all leading to corona? How do you hook up during this time period? It's got to be a lot of phone masturbation.
I think it's probably a lot of sexting, phone masturbation. I'm sure there are people that are taking a risk too, that they're like, hey, I already have it, or I've already had it. I wonder if you've already had it. Can you get it again?
I'm not sure. I know Noah Savage said that they're taking his blood since he had it and he's now tested negative, that they're looking for to see what his antibodies are.
Did his wife ever get it?
No. Or if she did, it was very mild symptoms.
I was hoping that I did have it because my symptoms were just my chest hurt. I was like, this is great if this is it, but it's not.
Well, I was thinking if you were going to get it, last week or the week before would be the time to get it. That way you definitely could have gotten a ventilator rather than now. Like, you don't want it when it's peaking.
Well, this is the other thing too. How far are we from where you just want something and you're just going to take it by force? Like, if you go to the pharmacy and they're like, this is $800, and I'm like, oh, I'm just going to stab you in the face if you don't give it to me. Like, well, how far are we away from that now? Because cops probably aren't going to come. Like, if you have COVID, are they going to want to arrest you? Like, it's just, I wonder how far away we are from that. And also, I didn't know that stimulus was going to be for 1 month. What are you going to do with $1,200 here? That's like my rent, and that's cheap rent.
Yeah, that only just covers, I don't even think that covers my share of the rent.
That's crazy. So, yeah, it also should be, you get as much money as, like, it shouldn't go that everyone gets the same amount.
Yeah,
it's like giving a child and giving an adult the same amount of food. You're like, they don't need the same amount. Their needs are different.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know how they determine that. Like, I haven't really looked into this bailout thing. Like, I don't know exactly how much we get, but I know it doesn't sound
I think it's $1,200 one time. You're like, okay, cool. So I'll start getting robbed in a month.
This makes me 1 more month.
What is?
I think it's crazy that what?
Oh no! Say what you're gonna say.
I was just saying that it's crazy that Trump is like, we're going to try to open up the economy by Easter because he wants the churches full.
Well, maybe too, like Jesus and the economy will rise on the same day,
Yeah.
and then Christians will like think in their head how like religious he is or something. I don't know.
Yeah, he's just
know how-
hoping for a miracle.
Look, if I was like Trump's daughter or something, at some point I'd be like, "Hey, man, you're hilarious. I don't care like about any of these people either, but at some point we're gonna crash the economy and that's gonna affect us. Like
Yeah.
they're gonna crash the economy by reopening it and having more people get sick, and I don't know.
Have you talked to your mom during this? Like, what is
Yeah,
she?
me and my mom have reconnected, which may be
Are
the
you?
worst part of Corona. It's forced me and my mother to talk again. So my mother's trying to find hand sanitizer, and I found some, and it has like 1% hemp sativa in it, and she doesn't want to get it because she thinks she's going to get high off of it.
Oh, all
I'm
right.
like, well, good luck.
Mom, where are you going?
She thinks by putting it on her hand, she's going to get like high.
Yeah.
So don't you think if that was the case, people would be buying all this hand sanitizer and drinking it?
Yeah. There was a A&E intervention with a guy that was drinking hand sanitizer.
I'm surprised that guy didn't die because it's mostly like alcohol. I guess the alcohol. I
Yeah,
don't know.
it's like 70% alcohol. Well, I guess you just take little sips, little
Little sips
pumps.
at a time, so you convince yourself
Yeah.
you're not an alcoholic.
Yeah, yeah. Well, don't you think now is the time to relapse? Like,
That's what I
who's
was gonna
gonna
say. Do you think
know?
everyone's gonna start drinking?
I mean, if I was drinking, I was like, this is the most perfect time to be getting drunk, and then you can get sober when it's all done and it never counted.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
it's
follow
like,
that, but I actually do follow that. Like, I don't
so
suggest
do you
it.
think it would be harder to come back from it? Like, what would your days be like? Would you just be more depressed? Would you forget you're drunk and go outside and touch a bunch of shit?
Well, I remember the kind of like the last month when I was drinking before I got sober, I had let go of that feeling of taboo of drinking during the day. And I have to tell you, it felt really good to not give a shit.
I would love to have a couple of drinks.
But over a period of time, then it hit my mental well being. But for those first few days of not caring, it was actually pretty fun.
I just think we're gonna be in this so long that if we started drinking, first of all, I think if me and Nick started drinking, he would probably drive home drunk one night, like back to Philly. We get into such bad fights. I
Yeah.
have to move this bed thing. Hold on a second.
Are you guys fighting right now?
No, we're fine. But I'm just saying, if we were
Oh, that's good.
drinking, I don't think it would be good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Joe and I talk about like our coffee table would just be full of beer bottles and then probably bringing up old resentments.
That would
And
be
then
fun.
there'd be a time of like when we're just dancing, when you're hitting that, like ignoring all the problems. And then it's in the morning when you start confronting each other on what was said the night before.
That would be a total nightmare.
Yeah. I was the worst hungover, but while drinking, I was fine. But I also had a lot of crying spells when drinking.
Yeah, I went from being really fun to really not fun, and there was like maybe a minute in between it. Like it was a very like, super fun. Let's do anything, and then crying and like being upset about stuff that I've never even been upset about.
And then you're on the dance floor.
Right, but there's no
It's
dance
just like
floor.
this. Well, you
remember
know
the
what I'm
last
doing
time
tonight?
The last time I drank a lot, I looked back at text the next day, and I'm like, that was rough.
Oh, I remember like another thing that I would do if I drank, I would send a song to a guy that I had just started kind of talking on the phone.
Like a romantic song.
And then the next day you're like this, oh my God. And it's so embarrassing I'm just happy that I don't have to live through that part of being like, oh wow, that I took it too far too fast.
Well, I think a new reality TV show, not game show, a new reality show should be two sober people to drink during Corona and see if they could stay married.
That's a fun one. I'd watch that. Yeah, it'd be really testing. I feel like I don't even have the money to go buy alcohol every night.
Well, that's the other thing. If we started drinking again and couldn't drink all the time, we'd be really mad and get angry, and I'm sure that would be rough to be around. Because there's
Oh,
gotta be
yeah.
not a lot of liquor right now.
Also, I would be going to stores and hanging out when I shouldn't be. You know what I mean? Like putting us in
Just
danger
hanging
just so I can get drinks.
Just hanging out by the bread aisle and seeing if anyone will give you some of their liquor. Everyone's like, what's this chick doing on the Wonder Bread? She looks like a cat. You just be like one of those alley cats just hanging out on the bread.
Yeah, just waiting for someone to get me alcohol. Like, I just feel like I would stop caring about my own health just so I could get drinks. Because that was one thing I remember, like running out of alcohol when I drank at 2 in the morning, and then knowing a convenience store that sold to us after hours, but you could only get them to sell it to you if there was no one in the store. So I would be waiting outside of the store for like 30 minutes. And I just feel like, knowing that that's what I did back then, I would definitely be selfish and then like go to like a crowded place just to get alcohol.
Do you think it would be funny if you were just hanging out outside a store trying to get people to buy you liquor, and they're like, why don't you just go inside? But you're so drunk you don't even realize you can go inside. So you're just outside
Yeah.
for no reason hanging out.
Oh yeah. Like, I don't know. Because I saw there were people lined up outside of the liquor store the other day, and there was part of me that was grateful that I didn't have it so bad that I needed to stand in the line to get my my Chardonnay.
What do you think all those chicks that are drinking White Claw are doing? Are they
I don't know.
losing their shit?
Probably.
Do you think there's a bunch of people
Yeah.
partying?
It's probably now, instead of White Claw, it's just called white knuckling it.
Ooh, that's funny. I wonder if AA meetings will be stronger after this.
I don't know. Have you done an AA meeting on Zoom yet? People are doing AA meetings, and apparently it's awful.
Well, I mean, the best thing would be you could just drink while you're doing the meeting.
Yeah, they don't have to see.
That'd be a fun show to just be drinking alcohol during the meeting.
Oh yeah. Have you done a comedy show yet on online?
I got asked to do it, and I said no. I would do definitely like this, like a Skype podcast or something, but I'm not going to stand there and I'm not going to sit here and just tell my joke ideas.
I did Hot Tub, and I have to say I don't know how it went. I don't know how it felt. It felt awkward. I did 5 minutes, but I pretty much went through 20 minutes of material in 5 minutes. And then it also felt like anything that I said, any of the jokes that I did that was before pandemic just felt a little tone deaf. And then also it was with Kristen Schaal and Kurt Braunholler that I felt like one of my jokes was probably something they wouldn't find, or they would find offensive.
It's gonna be weird to come back from this and see if people like are still offended by shit. I hope they're not. I hope this like sweeps that away.
I don't know. Some people, like, even when you do like when we were doing some of the stuff to make fun of like Corona testing, like the fart one, you do get a few people being like, this isn't funny, this is a serious thing, and you're just like, yeah, I know it's a serious thing, but like,
I posted something. There was like a nurse that died.
Yeah.
And I posted a thing on Instagram where I said, do we still think teachers need to be paid more? And people were like losing it. They were getting so mad. I'm like, it's like a joke. Not that this person died.
Yeah.
But, like, teachers are always complaining they need more money. And also, like, parents are doing their jobs and also teaching their kids. So maybe we don't even need teachers that much.
We could just use YouTube.
Yeah, we could just, like, mom can stay home. I think teachers should definitely be paid more, but not like paid more like nurses should be. I've always
No, they
thought
get summers off.
they get summers off. I mean, they definitely shouldn't have to pay for their own supplies.
I definitely agree with that.
I think the government should definitely pay for like art supplies and their gun and stuff like that, but definitely not. It shouldn't come out of their pocket.
No. Or they should definitely be paid a salary that's livable in that wherever they live.
Well, yeah, it shouldn't be across the board the same thing like they're doing with.
I even remember when I went to high school, there were a lot of teachers that had side gigs. And then when I waited tables after I graduated high school, I waited tables with a lot of people that were teachers during the school year and then waited tables during the summer. So there's a lot of like people that can't, they still needed to work extra job while they were teaching, which is so crazy.
I get like teachers work hard. They definitely do. And they should be paid more than they're getting paid now. But also, maybe if you're not getting paid a lot, stop caring so much.
I know. Well, also, you know, a lot of them are having sex with the students and they hardly get paid any. They should be getting paid more for offering that service.
Do you think the kids should just be paying out of their allowance to fuck their teachers? What an incentive to clean your room. I gotta give my money to Mrs. Harrison.
So I can eat her out. She really needs this money right now.
I'm gonna say none of these kids are eating the teachers out.
You don't think so?
You think a 14-year-old kid's eating his teacher out?
I don't know. I mean, there's part of me that thinks it would be funny to see what a 14-year-old looks like eating out.
Probably
It's gotta be awful.
I think it would be a lot of circular motions.
Really fast, like they're eating a pie eating contest, like
a hamster. That just sounds like a hamster or Zuzu.
Like a hamster to a wheel, like this.
That's probably why teachers wear dresses.
Yeah. No, it seems like a lot of Oh yeah, they're probably definitely doing the alphabet. That's how they learned it.
Smart.
The teacher's like, how can I get my students to learn the alphabet? And then they're like, I know. I'll have them eat me out to it.
And she's just singing A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Yeah, and she's like, that you go back, that wasn't a G, that was more like a C.
I think the only appeal to being a teacher is you have off during the summer. But a lot of those teachers do work during the summer to make extra money.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to be a teacher, I say be a coach. They have the lowest threshold and they get paid the same amount of money.
Do you think school nurses work hard? I heard that they work harder than sometimes nurses in the ER. They're like, these kids just keep getting out of school. They just keep coming in.
Yeah, if you're a nurse in the ER, really what you're doing is you're just letting the students take a nap there for an hour.
I don't know. My landlord's wife is a nurse, and he says she does more work there at the school than she used to do in the ER.
What is she doing?
Probably fucking the kids. I'd be like, you can't. He's the type of guy too, where I can't even joke around and be like, is she fucking the kids? Because he'd be so offended by it.
I know. Oh, don't you love that?
He came up to fix my my sink had a leak. And I said to him, like, what do you think about all this corona stuff? He goes, well, I'll believe it when people are dying in the street. I was like, I mean, what about before that, where people are just dying? They have to be in the street dying?
Yeah.
But in order for him to believe it, I got to go to the hospital and get these dead bodies and throw them in the middle of the street for him to believe it. It seems like a crazy extreme level to go to.
You're like, you have a high standard for a guy that hardly does anything.
Also, though, once they're in the street, what are you going to do then? He'll be the first person to complain that there's dead people on his street. He's that type of guy.
Yeah, he's like, can we get these people out of here?
So wait, are you guys going to pay your rent?
Yeah, we're going to pay our rent as much as that we can. Joe's making income with his Patreon. And then it's funny because he got, right when it happened, he got 3 large checks, you know, like from Comedy Central, then from Louis, and then I think for one more that I was like, you're killing it. I haven't made any money, just like the Patreon stuff or not Patreon, but some of the donation that we got from people. And then Oh, I did some caption videos for a few comics, and that gave me a little bit of money here and there, but I'm only making enough kinda to pay my bills.
I mean, the fact that you're making enough to pay your bills is great.
Yeah, it's better than I thought, but it did make me try to, we got our merch store. We got some people that bought stuff there that
That
I'll
was really
empty
nice.
that
I
out,
hope
and
you guys are buying stuff.
I know. And then I told them to, if you guys get merch, will you take a photo and tag us, Badge Podcast, on Instagram, and then we'll share it. And then that
Ooh,
way,
that would be fun.
because I want to see what their stuff looks like, because I don't know. We just put it on teespring.com.
We just have to believe in the God that it's gonna look nice and not like shit.
Yeah, hopefully. And then the guy that designed the logo, Diego Pentel, he gave me higher resolution stuff. So if it doesn't look great, I can hopefully maybe fix it if it needs to be a resolution. And then also thanks to Mike Suarez for setting that up.
And also, Shelly made a very nice donation to us. Thank you,
Yeah,
Shelly.
thank you, Shelly. That helps pay our bills and phone bills and stuff. Like, I know I was thinking about like getting rid of my phone because I can just survive off of internet at the house.
What about
Because
texting?
I can text off my computer as long as you have an iPhone. And then you can kind of text through Google as well.
That makes sense.
If you don't have an iPhone. Joe didn't like that idea because he was afraid that if I went out and something happened that
I don't
I
think that's
wouldn't
a
have
good
a
idea.
phone.
But you should
I
say
know.
if he wants you to have a phone, he has to pay for it because you're fine without one.
It's true. I'm fine with living with bare bones. And then I looked at our Spectrum bill. We pay $184 for cable and Wi-Fi. That's high.
Yeah, I dropped cable and went to Optimum. It's about $70 a month. But I mean, also,
That's half of what we're paying.
yeah, you might want to get rid of cable then and just have like Hulu and Netflix and stuff. But there were a couple of other people that made really nice donations to us. Do you remember their names? I want to give them a shout out.
Yeah. Jamie.
Thank you, Jamie. That was really nice.
Yeah, that was really sweet. Then there was a James Milliner. I think I said his name on Venmo, gave us money. Then Michael Ricardo from Australia. That was really sweet.
Thank you, Michael. That was very nice of you.
Yes, I take back anything I've said about Australians. You guys are really nice.
I've always loved Australia, so that's really just a you thing.
I know. Adrian's a very pro Australia.
We got a payment from Alejandro. He gave us a payment, so thank you for that. That was nice.
Thank you.
And that to you. Whatever you guys are doing, it's really nice. Thank you so much for supporting us. Buy some merch.
Yeah,
Tell people about
we'll
the podcast.
create stuff. Yes. Always tag a friend. I think this will be the year for content creators. I am so grateful that we started a podcast before this happened.
Yeah, there's a lot of people right now that are starting podcasts, and you can tell that it's a good time to put stuff out because people want information, especially if you have a big fan base, but it is hard to get people to listen. It took us quite a few years to even get the fans that we have now that are like loyal, that support us. So yeah, I mean, it seems like 300 people just starting comedy.
Yeah, where like at least we had somewhat of the resources to put this all together rather than like trying to figure out what platforms to use and like because there was a lot of trial and error when we started that I feel like it's kind of and we still do occasionally, but it's not as bad.
There was something else so we were going to also offer to people that don't want to do Patreon, if they want to do a Zoom conversation with us for a half hour for $50, we'll be open to do. And you could just Venmo Vag $50 and then email vagpodcast@gmail. Let us know what your availability is and what days work for you. Also, though, if you're going to and start trying to be sexual, like we're going to just disconnect the conversation and you're not getting a refund. So if you have questions like podcasts in the past, or you want to ask us questions or tell us like a little bit about what you're doing Corona, you could do that. Is there anything else that you want to say? I mean, we have no dates to pitch, but we are going to be putting albums out, not together, but within the same amount of time.
Yeah, I got all my sound files, so I'm gonna start listening to my audio for my album so I can hopefully put it out soon. I don't know what I'm gonna do for a photo. I can't do a photo shoot. I'm
know.
just gonna have to shoot it here in the apartment.
Well, I was thinking of doing a cartoon. So Marlene really likes the title "America Stuck with Me" because I have a joke that's one of the punchlines.
Yeah.
I was like, well, can I do it and a cartoon version of me burning a cartoon flag? And she said no. She goes, well, that's not really.
Ew.
I go, okay, what about me eating a cartoon bald eagle's head, but it's the head of R. Kelly?
I think that's fair.
I think it's also a no.
Oh. What if you in your cartoon you wore the American flag, but it's like shredded or some like a slutty version of it?
I don't know. I don't know that I could do that. I'll ask her, but I think she thinks that people are going to get upset.
All right.
So I'm brainstorming.
Guys, if you have any ideas of what Adrian can do, that would be very grateful
Yeah,
or thankful.
Maybe a cartoon version of me in a school with a gun.
I like that.
Do you think that I feel like Marlene's definitely gonna say no.
What about just you in front of a flag with a gun and then a bald eagle on your shoulder and
But it
then
has R. Kelly's face.
yeah, and it has R. Kelly's face.
I mean, the R. Kelly jokes aren't on that CD, but maybe I could do that.
Yeah, why not? Yeah. Oh, you know what I found out? Ted Alexandro named his special that he shot at the Creek a few years ago. I Did It. So I have to rename my album.
What about Alone in the Middle?
I didn't do that joke on the album.
Oh.
So I don't know. I have a line in mind that's like, I hope I ruined your night. And Joe thought that would be a good name, but then I just feel like if I tweet that out, they would be like, this did ruin my night. And I don't feel like giving them that ammunition.
That satisfaction.
Yeah. So I kind of don't want to go that route. But if you guys can think of names, I don't know, for any of our stuff or ideas, that'd be great. We should probably end this and then we get to our tier of talking about Tiger King.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
All right, guys, email us at vagpod. What? Yeah,
sorry.
we don't hang up because it'll just be one cut. So we'll just end this right now and then we'll start.
Okay. Guys,
All right,
follow
guys,
us on
thanks.
Podcast. Sign up to do the Skype with us for a half hour for $50.
Yeah, we
care
put
of
our
yourself.
Venmo information on our Facebook group or Facebook page.
Or just you can email us your information. That'll do the Zoom.
Yeah, that's easy. Yeah, and then vagpodcast@gmail.com. Let us know what you guys are doing during the quarantine. We'd love to hear from you.